Hello, my name is Mattsson and I'm a professional player for Mattsson. I started playing CSGO in about 2016. I think the first time I tried it was 2015. I got inspired to play because I saw my older brother, he was playing 1.6 with his friends a lot. And eventually I got his computer and I wanted to play 1.6 with him. And they were trying to find some games in IRC, but this was the time when CSGO released, and so we couldn't find anything. So one day my brother and his friends, they were just like, okay, let's buy CSGO and let's try it. And I remember we went into a game, a matchmaking, and after like 5 minutes they were all like, okay, this is really bad, and quit the game. But of course I thought it was really cool playing on the computer and everything, so I just continued playing on like deathmatch servers and op servers and stuff like this, and that's how I got to playing CS:GO. First one was playing CS:GO. I was just playing for fun, and my dream was actually to become a professional football player. But when I saw the Swedish teams like NIP and Fnatic, I saw that you could become a professional player. So I immediately looked up to all of them, because I thought it was so cool, because they had a team environment, but they were still gaming. So it was like, for me, it was the best things in my life, because I really enjoyed playing football, but also really enjoyed gaming since I was young. So yeah, I really looked up to them and wanted to become a professional. Going to school, but also having a real job, it gave me motivation. Because I actually dropped out of school when I was younger, because I didn't enjoy school. I didn't feel like it was giving me anything. I didn't have any motivation. But of course, you can't just drop out of school and do nothing. So eventually I had to find a job. So I worked 2 different jobs. One actually at a meat hall. I was selling different kinds of meats, and then I worked at a grocery store. And while I was doing this, of course, I was playing CS, and just the feeling of having this normal job, it gave me the experience to show what could be if I become a professional CS player. Because just like every other kid, some people don't know what they want to do when they get older, but I knew I wanted to compete in some kind of sport. And when I saw that there was esports, I knew that that's what I wanted to do. That was my dream. So it gave me motivation and showed me what I can have if I just put in the work and I really work hard to reach my dream. Yeah, I've definitely had many challenges. The first one, obviously, was when I wasn't a professional and I wanted to compete. It's hard to find how to do it. You know, there's not a guide, or there's nobody who's going to tell you this is what you have to do to become a professional. All you can do is do your best, keep improving, and try to, build contacts, try to show yourself. There's no straight way to becoming a professional player. So that obviously was the first challenge. And then I'd say, like, every team you're in, every new team, every tournament, there's always different challenges, whether it's in the game or outside of the game. I think whatever you're doing, you're probably always going to have good times and bad times. I would say so far in my CS career, I've had a lot of different challenges. It's kind of been like a roller coaster, I like to think of. Some really good periods, but also some really tough periods. I think everything I've done have given me a lot of experience, especially to become a leader, and especially to have the younger guys who have less experience than me. I would say I'm still pretty young, and I still have a lot of more experience to gain. But I would say, because of those challenges that I've been through, I've learned a lot about myself, but also a lot about different players and how team works. But I also would say my experience comes way from before I was a professional esports player. I started playing football when I was about 5 or 6 years old, and there's a lot of team related things and a lot of sports psychology that you get taught from playing a sport and competing in a sport. And yeah, I mean, obviously I have learned a lot of different things. I think one, without going into specific details, because that would be a lot of details, but generally I would say I've become more relaxed and more aware that in any team or in any sport, there's always going to be tough periods. And before, maybe I was a bit too hard on myself during those challenges or those tough periods, and I kind of let for example, if I was playing in a bad team or the team was performing poorly or I was performing poorly, I would put the blame on myself, and I would think that I'm not maybe a good player or not a good person because I'm having a tough time. But I've just become more relaxed and with this experience and know that everything that you're doing, I'm just doing it because I love what I'm doing. I'm very passionate. I'm always going to keep learning, keep evolving, and that's part of the game. I mean, there's good and bad times for everyone. You just have to keep pushing through. Yeah, I remember the time when they contacted me. This was the time I was playing in a Swedish team called Prima Esports, and I was actually the in-game leader of that team as well. And I remember this time I was playing the best CS of my life. This was at the time I was working at a grocery store. So I remember like every day I'm getting home from work, and it was just so much fun to play CS. I was feeling good. I was playing really good, and I had been fighting for a long time to try to find a team. And first of all, I remember I got an offer from Nordavind first, which was already a great opportunity for me. That was like the first team who had a salary that wanted to try me. And then also I got an offer from NIP to be their sixth player, which was also like a dream come true. There was even some other organizations I was talking to that was really good organizations as well. But I remember that it wasn't going so well for Fnatic at the time. I was playing with a guy called Keve who was really good friends with Golden, and he told me that they might be making roster changes soon, and that I shouldn't take any offers yet. So I was kind of waiting a bit to see if they would contact me, and they did, and it was like my dream come true because Fnatic was the team that was the best Swedish team, and I really thought that that was my dream destination. So it was kind of like a fairy tale story. At that point, I kind of believed in fairy tales, that everything is going to be like in your dreams. So I was really happy. But obviously, I think when I signed for Fnatic, I think I'd played 10 HLTV maps in a year or something like this. And it was like a Swedish LAN and like a Swedish small tournament or something. So it's like I was kind of living in the fairy tale world. I thought, I'm gonna go to tier 1 now and play like I am in my dreams. But obviously it was a hard reality because first of all it was a lot harder than I thought. Also, I originally was going to join as the AWPer. That was my role, but instead I took Flusha's roles, which I had never played before, joining a tier 1 team, playing new roles, playing anchor roles, some of the hardest roles in the game. And I thought I was some kind of god or something who was going to take roles I never played in tier 1 and be really good. And I mean, I did have some good games. I did have some really good games against some of the best in the world, but it was also really hard to be consistent. without any experience. So yeah, it was a fun time. Obviously a hard time as well, because we were barely playing any tournaments. I think I played in Fnatic for like 10 months, and after me, Smuya joined, and I think I played more games with Fnatic in 1 month than I did in like 10 months or something. So I mean, it also wasn't the best environment, but also I had a lot to learn, and I just didn't get the chance to do it. I would say that they have always been supportive, but at first they didn't really understand it. And my family has always said that I should chase my dreams, and they didn't want me to sacrifice it or throw it away. But at the same time, my parents were like, you can play video games, you can try to make it, but maybe you have to go to school or you have to get a work. You have to have a plan B, as they say, which is understandable. I mean, I think most parents think that way. But it was really my older brother who was telling my dad, like, he doesn't need a plan B, he can do it. He's really good, you know, he can actually do it. And of course, I had to listen to my parents a bit, because I couldn't just stay at home and not pay anything or help out at home. But I also understand their perspective. But in general, I'm really grateful, because they've always been supportive and they've always been helping me. And as soon as I got the chance to become a professional player, then they realized that, like, okay, he can be a professional player. And yeah, they've always been supportive and helped me, and in any way they can, always watch my games. Yeah, they haven't seen me live. No, not live on stage, but they're always watching from home whenever I'm playing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we have to. I think first of all, I think it's very fun to be a part of a change like this, because I kind of came into CS:GO pretty late. Like I said before, I kind of started playing around 2016, and I think it was released in 2012 or something like this. So some of the guys that I played against or with in Fnatic, they had been playing since 2012 and been professional even before that. So I kind of catched up pretty fast, but they still had a lot of years and a lot of experience compared to me. Yeah, so I think it will be really fun to be a part of CS2 from the start. Obviously, they have a lot of fixes and bugs, but I think that's normal. And I think whoever's getting stuck up on the faults and the bad stuff, they're gonna fall behind. So I'm just trying to keep an open mind and try to learn everything as fast as possible to make sure to stay in the front.